Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Alright, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And this what you see on the screen is it's a research paper, and it says passive UHF RFID tags made with graphene assembly film based antennas. Alright, so that UHF is ultra high frequency RFID tags made with the graphene assembly film based antennas. So now they're they're studying how to create, or they'd have, right, study how to create RFID tags with graphene as the antenna. Alright, and the abstract part of the research paper is basically telling people what they're about to study before they get into how they studied it. So it says ultra high frequency radio frequency indication tags RFID with the antenna made of a highly flexible graphene assembly film is presented. The superb electrical conductivity of the graphene assembly film results in the tag to reach reading range of 12 meters, which is comparable to that of the commercially available metallic counterparts. Alright, I'm going to jump down to the bottom here, and it says the graphene based ultra high frequency RFID tags can thus lead to numerous application in information exchange, tracking, and tracing, as well as the Internet of Things. Now we know eventually the internet, or Slovakia, we know that the Internet of Things is how devices communicate with each other. It's the Internet of Things. Like your refrigerator will communicate with Alexa, which communicates with Wi-Fi, things on so on and so forth. All right, this is the Internet of Things. So we know eventually that the Internet of Things is going to be placed on the blockchain. Right. This way, it's easily tracked. All right, people have this idea that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are untraceable, and then you could just you buy crypto and clean your money. No, cryptocurrency is tracked to the T on the blockchain. All right. Now, this is important news in my opinion, because this goes hand in hand with the jab, man. All right, because I can't even say too much before the video gets deleted, but there's rumors or studies or leaks that came out that says graphene is an ingredient in a jab, and through trade secrets they don't have to admit that. All right, but let me go to another article from 2018, and it says, this is from February 2018, edible graphene could embed RFID tags in food. All right, so now basically they're studying how you could digest RFID tags based on graphene. Alright, so the James Tour Lab at Rice University has developed a way to etch edible graphene onto foods like toast and potatoes. And this is back in 2018. Alright, now I want you to keep this image of the owl in mind as well, because they printed it on this paper, a piece of bread, and another piece of bread. Alright, so yeah, they printed the same owl on the 3 different items. Alright, so now this goes hand in hand with that jab. Alright, so if we go to Exodus 21, now Elder Apostle Tahar beautifully coined the mark, the digital all, right, based on Exodus 21. Alright, so if we start at verse 2, it says, if thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. Alright, so if you have a Hebrew servant, right, you could have put a Hebrew into captivity or make him a bondsman or bondswoman. You could hire him as a servant though, right? Verse 3, if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. Alright, so it's basically like It's like a prenup. Basically, hey, whatever I had before coming in, I'm gonna leave going out. You know, and whatever I gain, you're not taking what I own. Basically, right? It's basically a prenup. All right. So if he came in with a wife, he's leaving with his wife. If he came in single and got a wife, he's leaving by himself. All right. Verse 4 says that if his master had given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. All right. It's, it's basically like if you have a pair of dogs, right, and you want to sell the dog, you don't sell the whole litter of dogs. You sell them one by one, unless you want to keep dogs forever. Then you keep the family together. That's a bad analogy, but Salakia, that was a bad analogy. All right, let me just read that again. Verse 4: If a master had given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. It's like I said before, if he came in single and got married through his master, that he's going to leave single, and the wife and children are going to stay behind. But there's an option around that. All right, verse 5: And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring him to the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the door post, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. So basically, he said, yo, I love my life here. I love my wife, my children. All right. I don't want to give this up, so I'll serve you forever. So they'll take him to the judges, so they could be witnesses, and they'll bore his ear with an awl. And this is what an awl looks like. So it's basically like an ear piercing. All right. And it looks like a needle as well. It looks exactly like a needle. It's shaped like a needle, right? And it pierces like a needle. All right. Why is this spiritual? This is spiritual as hell, man. If you think about it, because after the 7th year, the servant goes free. All right. We're in captivity, and we are in our 7th captivity, and we are prophesied to go free. All right. But the digital all, which is the Revelation 13, the digital all is gonna make the so-called, or is gonna make the Hebrew servants of America, of the world, I should say, it's gonna make the Hebrew servants of the world say to their master, which is whoever's in leading them or currently owning them in their captivity, say, yo, I love it here. I don't want to give this up. Go ahead and inject me with that chip, right? Go ahead and pierce me. That's what they're saying. So instead of going out free, they take the digital all, and say, I want to serve you forever. And that's what's gonna happen to most people in Babylon. It's gonna happen to everybody around the world, but you're gonna see most people in Babylon give it up real quick, right? They're gonna give up freedom real quick for that digital all, all right? Because what that digital all does is it makes you not able to buy or sell. If you can't buy or sell, how can you feed your family? How can you do anything, right? How can you work, right? You can't still trade cash, because that's gonna be obsolete. Businesses won't be able to take cash to the bank, right? They won't be able to take gold and silver to the bank. So what they're going to have to adjust and accept all payments only. And if they accept all payments only, the people will have to have all to buy goods and services, man. This is crazy because graphene is linked, or a study, they have the technology, and they have published it, the graphene, to be an antenna for the RFID chip, right? But Slovakia. But this owl right here is crazy too, cause there's an ancient Roman goddess called Minerva, right? And Minerva was a Roman goddess of wisdom and strategic warfare. All right, is this not a spiritual war? All right, the weapons of our warfare aren't carnal, man. This is a spiritual warfare that we're in. All right, justice, law, victory, and the sponsor of arts, trade, and strategy. Minerva is not a patron of violence such as Mars, but of a defensive war only. All right. So if you scroll down here, it says she was a virgin goddess of music, poetry, medicine, wisdom, commerce, and commerce is the act of buying and selling, weaving, and the crafts. All right. She's often depicted with her sacred treasure, an owl, usually named as the Owl of Minerva. All right. So why would they print an owl on three different things? And it's not just a regular owl at that. Because if you type in Minerva owl on Google, this is what you get. All right. The Minerva owl is the same owl on the $1 bill. On the top right corner, that number one, they call that the Minerva owl. Right. It's the same thing. So just like you see Roman and Egypt on the back of your dollar bill, Roman and Egyptian artifacts, because this is Roman Egypt all over again, man. This is our seventh captivity. Right, and they're still worshiping their idol gods, man. Right, you can see it on the $1 bill a little bit. You can see the bugged out eyes a little, but this is as far as you could zoom in without distorting the image, right? But the owl on the $1 bill is called Minerva's owl, right? And the Minerva was a goddess of trade and commerce, right? What does Revelation 13 say? Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right. The point was I wanted to bring out was they're not going to be able to buy and sell, right? And he printed Minerva's owl on the dollar bill, man. And this is crazy, man. Esau will show you his wickedness, but since so many people are blinded, they can't see it. All right. I'm gonna also get a video of this guy Elon Musk, right? And he's sitting at this conference, and it says we are already cyborgs, right? So he's basically saying he wants to create something. He's talking about the chip. He's talking about his brain chip in here, right? But he doesn't want to say the word brain chip. I'm just gonna play this for about 30 seconds.
So it's some sort of direct cortical interface.
And you called it a neural
lace.
A direct cortical interface, and he calls it a neural lace, like a mesh, a lace. A neural means brain, so like a mesh around your brain, right? This is, and he says a direct interface, right?
Yeah.
It's totally not Google Glass, right?
No, I'm talking about something which. No, I mean it would be.
You don't wear it. It's not something you put on. It's a direct contact, but it's something that you don't put on. Let's see what he says.
I mean, there are a few ways to approach this, but some sort of interface directly with your cortical neurons, particularly.
But doesn't that imply surgical insertion?
Not necessarily. You could go through the veins and arteries, because that provides a complete roadway to all of your neurons.
So he says, the guy asks, doesn't that involve surgery? He says, no. You can go through your veins and your arteries to get this lace on your brain, all right? Your kidneys is an artery, right? So anything that gets injected into your body, right, into your bloodstream will go through your kidneys, right? I'm going to play that back for a couple seconds.
Go through the veins and arteries, because that provides cortical neurons, particularly.
But doesn't that imply surgical insertion?
Not necessarily. You could go through the veins and arteries, because that provides a complete roadway to all of your neurons.
And this is back in 2016, man. June 2nd, 2016. All right, so they've been studying this for a minute. This has been their plan, man. All right? graphene that's able to make RFID chips. Salakia, graphene that's able to be an antenna for RFID chips. This is why everybody has to get. You know what? It's why everybody has to get it. And as soon as it's gonna be placed on newborns, right? Because everybody's gonna need the antenna. Everybody's gonna need the antenna, except for the elite, because the elite don't trade with money like that. They don't trade with. They don't use dollars, right? They trade with assets and lands and natural resources, right? They'll say, "I'll give you this island here. Just give me a diamond mine in Africa." Things so on of that nature, right? They don't trade with money, right? So they won't need it, right? This is all an attack, a spiritual. This is spiritual warfare on the starting with the elect and all of Israel, man, because they don't know who the elect is. Nobody knows who the elect is. So what do? They have to get all of Israel, man. All right, but I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great mills that rule well, and peace and citation to the elect of Israel. Until next time, Shalom and Abad Babal.